am nothing if not ridiculously attached to ink on dead trees. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Nanika and today we're going to be going through the 12 books that I read all throughout January and February. If you're new here, please make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any time that I post a new video. And without further ado, let's get into it. So, I read 12 books in total over these 2 months, 8 in January and 4 in February. So let's get into January. The first book I read in January, it was actually book 12 in the Like Us series by Kristen Becker-Ritchie. If you watched my 2025 reading wrapped, you'd know that I had read the first 11 books in December, and then I read the last 2 in January. So that's Unlucky Like Us, which I gave 3 stars, and Nobody Like Us, which I gave 4 stars. Unlucky Like Us, I wasn't its biggest fan, which makes me really sad because I love Luna and Donnelly in all the other books, but something about their book just didn't hit as much as I thought it would. I think it was, I can't spoil that actually, but the book has a trope that I really despise. Like, I hate it with a burning passion. Nobody Like Us, I feel like gave Luna Lee a redemption arc because it was better, miles above the previous book. All the scenes with Xander and Luna like had me crying because I love Xander so much. There's no character that I've ever read about that I relate to more than I relate to Xander Hale. And just seeing him get so much page time with Luna made me so happy. Then I read my favorite book of the month, and that was Alchemized by Senlin Yu. This, if you didn't know, I got for Christmas. It's in my Christmas haul. I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. This is my first and currently only 5-star of this year. It was so good. It was so this book follows Kane Ferren and Helena Marino, I think her last name is. She's a healer. She works for the Resistance, I think is what it is, guys. I'm not sure actually. I have the memory of a goldfish. The only thing I remember about this book is that I cried like hell and I loved it. Like, I really freaking loved it. The first part, the book is divided into 3 parts, and the first part was really kind of hard to get through because you have little to no context as to what is going on because Helena has no memories, right? But parts 2 and 3 are just like, I could not put the book down. I read this entire thing in about 6 days, I think, and I was just like I was on a trip and this book went everywhere with me. After Alchemized, it was really dark, really heavy, and I thought I should read something that's a little bit more lighthearted, that, you know, doesn't make me bawl my eyes out. And so I picked up The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I gave this 4.5 stars, and I did cry. I went into this book very confused as to what was happening because all the summaries or like the recommendation reels posts that I'd seen were just very confusing as to how the magic system of the book works, because it's magical realism. And you know that I have this really big gripe about magical realism, is that a lot of the time the idea is really cool, the concept is incredible, but the execution isn't. Like, I had that problem with Addie LaRue. I did not have that problem with this book. It was just explained really well. Okay, Clementine and James, I think his name was, they were so cute. It was really interesting to see like the timelines that were going on and how they converged in their story, and it was adorable, and I shed more than a couple of tears. I still think about this book a lot. After The 7-Year Slip, I was on a trip, right? And so I finished that in one sitting, and I only had one other book with me, which was The Secret History by Donna Tartt. So I did read this. It did take me 2 weeks to read. Like, I think I gave it 3.5 stars. It's just my issue with this, like, it felt really long and drawn out, especially the first half. It picked up a lot in the second half and I found it really interesting. But up until, like, I think exactly halfway through the book, I was just bored. Like, that's the part that took me about 2 weeks to read, and then I sped through the last bit in like a day. My other issue with this book is that I found the ending mildly underwhelming. Like, all that build up for what? After The Secret History, I was a little bit like, I wanted to read something that I knew I'd enjoy, and for me, that comfort genre is hockey romance. And so I read Grumpy and Rival Darling. I actually really liked these two. I gave Rival Darling 3 stars and Grumpy Darling 3.5 stars. It was cute, but I felt like the pacing was a little bit off. Like, it felt really rushed, it felt really fast paced. I liked both MCs, but they didn't feel very fully fleshed out. They felt a little bit two-dimensional. They're meet cute, and the fake relationship was adorable. And by the time I finished this book, I was so excited to read Grayson and Paige's book. And I have 3 words to say for this book, and they are holy, Grayson, darling. The combination of grumpy sunshine and fake dating, or dating coach, or whatever, I'm sold. Like, there's this one, and then there's Power Play by Chelsea Curto. The last book that I read in January is where my reread starts. If you know me, you know Throne of Glass is my all-time favorite book series. It is like actually the love of my life. Like, I don't think I've ever loved a book series as much as I love Throne of Glass. And I started rereading it and I cried a lot. Rereading gives you the power of hindsight, and everything just hits so much harder the second time around. And reading about baby Dorian Cable Selena actually just like, it was so nostalgic. It felt like coming home. Okay, now we're on to Feb, and I read a considerably smaller amount of books this month. I read 4. I was just studying the entire month, and I didn't have time to read, and it was really sad. But the first book I read was Crown of Midnight, which is book 2 in the Throne of Glass series. This book took me 2 weeks to read. That's made me kind of terrified of my reading goal, because I, for the first time in my life, am behind on it. Once again, I missed baby Selena Cable Dorian. The chaos that they got up to just felt so nostalgic. They were just 3 babies, an assassin, a guard, and a prince in a castle before all the crazy stuff happened. One other thing that I've picked up on this reread actually is that the foreshadowing for stuff that happens in like book 8 is insane. It's ridiculous and it's so cool, and I can't. Then I read The Assassin's Blade, which is a prequel technically, but I read it third. And my ratings, my original ratings for Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight did not go up, but my rating for this book did. I originally gave it 4 stars and I upped it half a star, gave it 4.5. I cried way harder than I did the first time around, and that's just because I knew what was happening and I just kept on crying whenever Sam and Selena interacted. The entirety of the last novella, I think The Assassin in the Empire, I had this pit in my stomach and I was just so scared. The only thing that made me like marginally feel better is knowing that Arobin got what he deserved. Then we have Heir of Fire. I also gave this 4.5 stars. I upped my rating on this as well. This was also 4. I gave it 4.5. I don't remember crying so much the first time that I read this book. Like, this is when you witness like the shift between Selena and Aelin. And also I forgot how much of an asshole Rowan was to her. Like, he punched her the first time they met, and then he told her you'd be better off dead. And then he also threatened to whip her. So I am nothing if not ridiculously attached to ink on dead trees. Also, I forgot just how annoying Keor was. And this is something that I said about the next book as well, but I just, like, he made me want to jump into the book and claw his eyes out. The last book I read in Feb was Queen of Shadows. I don't know what to say about this. This was 5 stars. The ending of this book like had me gagged, actually. Like, I was just Like, I'm so excited. I haven't started the tandem read yet. I have to tab my books. But I'm so excited to start the tandem read because I did it the first time around and it was really, really fun. And I'm so excited to be doing it again. Again, I forgot how annoying Kale was. He irritated me so bad, especially in like the opening parts of the book. Now, Dorian Villiard, my husband, I will just never get over when he told Manon, I'll bleed whatever color you tell me to. I was gone. The second he said that, I was like... So, those are the 12 books that I read in January and February combined. I am so grateful if you stuck around for the entire video and watched me yap for... I don't know how many minutes this is gonna be actually. But thank you so much. Once again, please consider subscribing if you hadn't already. Click the notification bell, like this video, and comment down below what your favorite book of January and February were. I will see you next time.